Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian report for the 13th of April, starting with the ASX on the 4-hour chart. The conservative count of looking from this low here as wave 1 and 2 here, and then moving up for wave 3, back for wave 4 and up for wave 5. So between wave 2 and wave 3 here, we've been looking for 5 waves, so we can look at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So we may have a top in there already. So we just need to be a little bit mindful. We're looking for the same sort of top in the US markets as well. So just if we consider this being a top here, then we could expect this market to pull back to the 38.2%, which brings us back as a retest into the 6.9 area here. So we can adjust that here. There may be another little push to the upside, but I'm just not quite sure about that. So I think it's good that we prepare for a top being in place today. So that's how that can look there. So we may have a top in. It's just a little bit tricky to work in all of this, but we'll take a closer look in a moment. But what we can see here is a very clear 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 in here. So we've got that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Yes, there may be one more push up into here, but it won't survive long up here, and then we'll roll back over. But at least we know the 6.9 is where we're at with that retracement level. So just on the hourly chart here as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, if I just move this out of the way, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 here and 5. It looks like we've got wave 3 here, wave 4 here and wave 5 to go here. But look, to be honest, I wouldn't trust me on that. And we know that the wave 4 is back here. I mean, this could just as easily be the A wave here. So that could easily just be the A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave coming down through here for that. So what we could say, if you're long at the moment and you don't want to go through all of this, then you need to put your stop in just under this low here for that. Or if you wanted to short it, you could short it from that point there as well. But otherwise we could just expect a little move up further. So a little bit of confusion in here with this. I mean, that could just be the other way as well. Sorry to do this, but it's kind of a 5-wave structure there, even though it overlaps a lot. I'm not too sure, but you don't want that low being breached. That's if you don't want. So I'm going to allow that wave 4 to pull back down before moving up higher in this, because this trend is not finished just yet. So it doesn't hurt to lock in a bit, across this 7,000. That was generally the aim, I think. But we need to be a bit mindful that this can just drop here for this. It could also just push up here for a bit and then drop as well. So I'm not quite sure about which way that's going to occur. Let's have a look at the Aussie dollar. Just have a quick look at copper first as well. Okay, so copper, we've got wave 3 over here for copper, as you may know. We know this is definitely a bullish corrective. We know that copper's going to be moving up to 10,000. So, because this is in 3 waves here, that's clear as a bell. So that means that because that's corrective, whatever happens to the rest here is also corrective. But I think we've got our A, B, and C wave over here with wave 1 here, and we're looking for a wave 2 to pull back in there. So that's pretty much probably done and dusted by now, this thing. So we should see copper move up from here. It does look like there is one wave a little bit short here, but it has covered the gap and does look a bit impulsive to the upside. We'll just see. We're going to go long on the 9,000 here. You could do that in copper, of course, as well, but we were kind of looking for it in terms of stocks, so any copper stocks. So there would be a nice strong move in this part here, so that would reflect back into those copper stocks. But that would also, this is the same count really as the Australian dollar. So we've got 3 waves in the first leg here, 3 in the second, 5 here, so a nice ABC pattern. And look, it's a bit rough, this wave 1 here, but an A and a B and a C is working through yesterday, and then we're looking for wave 1 back for wave 2, so that's in play. You can go long up here for that. You could also go long above this high here now for that as well. You could probably even bring that down further now. You could probably go long above that top there, but I'll leave that to you to decide what to do about all of that. But yeah, look, that's set. That's sort of ready to go now, really. That should also just be, we'll track this up here anyway. That's where we're heading. So that's looking really good for a trade, actually. We've already got one trade in through here, and the stop is kept under here, so all that's good. But we'll just build in through here. The safe trade is on the 60, above the 65 or 76.50 there, which is the beginning of group 2. So group 2 is 65, 72 and 80 here. 78 in that case. So that's that. We'll just have a look at crude. Still expecting a bit more of a downside here for crude. So that's, it's not clear at the moment, but we've got that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So we're looking for some sort of ABC pattern and then another move down. So it's not really letting go of this level here at this stage. So but all we're really interested in is in stock again as well. I mean, we know that the bigger picture is to the upside here, and this here is 1 and 2 in here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So the third, the fourth here, and then the fifth up here, then the fourth, and then the fifth. So there's plenty to go here for this. So but taking out these tops here will trigger any oil stocks in that regard. And also iron ore has popped up nicely, so everything's going well here for this in terms of wave 3 and A and a B and a C here for wave 4, then 1 and 2. I'm a little bit confused about in here. I'll go in and have a little look. I need to take a second look at this now. I don't think I'm not wrong by much, but something's just not quite right here for this. So I had our 5 waves here of 1 and A and B and C for 2 here, but then I've got all of this, and I've got this new low coming in here for this. So it put a bit of a spanner in the works. So I haven't really got time to think about it, so I'm not going to really concern myself with it just yet for this, but it's something that we have to resolve. And one of the tricky little things here is we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, then a correction, and then this move down through here, unless that's like 3, 4, 5. It doesn't really work. So we're ending down here on 3, so that's a bit of, I mean, technically, we would probably have to put that here and that here. That's the only way I can see it. Unless this is some sort of, you know, wave 4, we've got to kind of include this now as 1 and 2 here. Anyway, I'm not sure, but so in the bigger picture, I'm sure I'm okay. I'm very confident about things, about heading higher, and now we're broken higher through here, so we'll see that continue. Yeah, just a little bit unsure about that, so I've got to get my head around that. But apart from that, iron ore's looking good. So that should now, I mean, today, starting today, it should reflect back into some of the stocks that we're looking at. So Fortescue, which is on this low here. The thing with Fortescue though is we've got our first little impulse wave to the upside. An impulse wave is 5 waves and it gives us the direction of the market. So after an impulse wave, we get an ABC back and then we go higher at that point. So that's where we are for that. So we'll just go to the tick chart. So these are our little 5 waves up of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and going up for 5 here. So from that now we can view this coming back as an ABC pattern here. I won't worry too much about it today in ABC, but what we can do today is look at a target area for that pullback. And of course, numbers get skewed around large numbers, markets get skewed. So this is the 50-60% retracement level. So yeah, so that nice $20 mark there. So that would create a buying opportunity right on the low here for that. But we'll look to get in probably on the B wave high here. So this will be, let me just clean this up a bit. So this will be some sort of A wave in here, B wave and C wave here for this, and then moving up. So we can pretty much come in on the B wave here. So don't let that trigger you in just here. This has to finish down here in 5 waves. It has to kick back, which it will today, and it'll probably kick back a bit high because of what's happened. Let me just check on here a little bit. Bit hard to read. I can see parts of this. Anyway, let's just let this develop. At this stage, we'll just keep this back up here. And we'll slowly bring it down. You know, once we've got a clear B wave in here, we can also just bring it down like that as well. That normally works quite well. But based on that 5 wave structure here, we'll be able to buy back in low here, build in through here, yeah, we'll see how we go with that. So that's all good. We should just check on Rio as well, just so we can tune into that a little bit. Where's Rio there? So yeah, not quite sure. I can see parts of this wave count. It's the same as FMG really. So we'd be looking, well, it's not the same. So 4, 5, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's there. So that would all have to be part of that, and that. So it's like so it's a little bit overlap on that side there, so it's a bit struggling on that side. Maybe we need to look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for 1 here. Let's just play with this for a second. That means that this is not finished here because this is 1 and 2. I can't really get 3 out of that, can I? 1, 2, 3. It looks like 5 there. It looks like 1 and 2 over here. 3. I'm not quite sure about this. Not quite sure, but we will buy new highs here for this. But otherwise, we'll just, if things are going according to plan, we should see a pop in that today. But we should see some. I don't know. I'm better off saying I don't know. I just don't know. But we'll stick to our plan, or we'll buy new highs at that point. And we'll keep the stop out of the way for that. I'll just check on BHP. Same sort of thing, a little bit messier. I've got one position in here. We've got it to break even here. It's drifting down through here. I mean, obviously it's got crude in the mix here, but copper and iron ore as well. So a bit of a mixed bag. But we'll just leave it as it is, I think. If it takes that high out, we'll go long there again. If it pulls back further, then we'll look for a pattern. It's a little bit tricky to work out here as such. I mean, there's probably an A wave to here, and then a B wave to here, and a C wave coming down through here. Kind of looks like 1 and 2 to here actually. And that would be the next wave 1 up and a wave 2 pullback there. So it could pull back It's already at the 50%, so that's kind of it really there. It might pull back a little bit further, but it shouldn't come back too much at this point. Bit of a guess with this wave 1 and 2 here, by the way. I know we've got 5 waves here. That's why we went long here. I mean, I know that this is impulsive, so this it's a little bit, I mean, it's hard to look at this as wave 1 here and back for wave 2 there, and then wave 3 here with wave 4 coming back and overlapping wave 1 here. So I think it's part of a bigger thing, but anyway, not to matter. I can't work any of them out at the moment. They're all a bit choppy and so on, so it doesn't matter. We're going long on these because we know that iron ore is pushing higher and copper is going to be pushing higher. Crude's got a little bit of a dip before it pushes higher again as well. So it is going to be choppy at these lows here, but we're doing all the right things at the right time, even though we don't know what we're doing in terms of the wave count. Let's have a look at the banks. So ANZ, just on the daily chart here, we're just monitoring this, no sort of change. We looked at this as an A and a B and a C wave here, so we look to go long, and we've brought the stop up. We can bring the stop up a little bit further now if you like. We can bring it up to that low there. We want to be taking profit anywhere between that high and probably 31 or something. But it is lifting, doing all the right things. No need to have a look at the intraday count. I can see it's going to be a little bit choppy, but I can also see it's going to be pushing up higher. All the volume's in the right place, so that's all good. Combank is not doing so well. Bit of a sick dog at the moment. Just won't get past, we've got this 3-wave move here, as I keep harping on about. We want that top to be taken out here to confirm that this is a corrective move, and if that's the case, then we'll take this top out, we'll end up above 90. But it's really just, you know, what's it doing here? It's just, it's maintaining a positive count, but not very well. I mean, the other bearish count for this is looking at this here as a triangle pattern here. So this would be the A wave here, the B wave over here, and the C wave here with an A, B, C, D, and E in here for this. So that's also possible, but it just makes it really weird. So this can be down for 1, back for 2, down for 1, and then an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave back for 2 here. So it can be that. We'll just keep monitoring it for a while. Let's just see if it lifts off the ground. I mean, the problem with it, see, from here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So we've got a 5-wave move here. Then we've got a corrective move back. And then we've got a move here. So this looks like it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It looks like it wants to make another move down here. But that might be it after that point. That can be moved down to that point there now as a trigger. I just have to let it play out, guys. There's nothing I can really do about it. Alrighty, I think that's just about it. So that's where the banks are, kind of edging higher. The resources are doing okay. The Australian dollar's ready to push it. So the resources are ready to push up. That's the good news. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.